Have you ever wondered why some people use debt to get richer while others drown in it? I mean, debt sounds like a bad word, right? But what if I told you not all debt is created equal? Today, we're diving deep into good debt versus bad debt, what they are, how they work, and how you can use them to your advantage. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which debts can help you build wealth and which ones to avoid like the plague. Let's get started. All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll break down what good and bad debt actually mean. No jargon, just real talk. Then we'll look at examples from real life, like buying a house versus racking up credit card bills. We'll weigh the pros and cons, share some tips to manage debt like a pro, and even talk about how to avoid common debt traps. Oh, and don't worry, I've got some stories and numbers to back this up, so you'll walk away with clear, actionable steps. Ready? Let's dive into what makes debt good or bad. So what's good debt? Think of it like planting a seed that grows into a money tree. Good debt is money you borrow to invest in something that can make you wealthier over time, like a house, an education, or a business. For example, let's say you take out a mortgage to buy a home. Yeah, it's a big loan, but over time, your house might double in value. That's good debt because it's building your wealth. Or take student loans. If you borrow $30,000 to get a degree that lands you a $70,000 a year job, that debt's paying off. The key? Good debt usually has lower interest rates and a clear path to increasing your net worth. Now, bad debt? That's like digging a hole you can't climb out of. It's money you borrow for things that don't grow your wealth, like charging a $5,000 vacation on a credit card with 20% interest. Next thing you know, you're paying $6,000 for that trip over years. Or think about a fancy car loan for a vehicle that loses half its value in 3 years. Bad debt often comes with sky-high interest rates and no real payoff. I mean, we've all been tempted to buy something shiny, but bad debt can trap you in a cycle of stress and payments. Let's put good and bad debt head to head. Picture this. On one side, you've got a mortgage at 4% interest that helps you buy a home that grows in value. On the other, a credit card at 20% interest for a new TV that's worth half its price in a year. Good debt is like a tool. It builds something. Bad debt? It's like quicksand. Good debt has lower rates, a clear purpose, and a payoff. Bad debt? High rates, no long-term gain, and stress. Let's break it down with some real examples next. Let's talk about Sarah, a 30-year-old who took out a $200,000 mortgage to buy her first home. Her interest rate? A solid 4%. Fast forward 10 years, her home's worth $300,000, and she's built $100,000 in equity. That's good debt in action. It's growing her wealth. Or take Mike, who borrowed $40,000 for a coding boot camp. 6 months later, he's earning $80,000 a year as a developer. That student loan? Totally worth it. Good debt is about investing in your future, like planting those money trees we talked about. Meet Jake. He wanted a dream vacation, so he put $5,000 on his credit card at 22% interest. He's only paying the minimum, so that trip's now costing him $7,500 over 3 years. Ouch. Or take Lisa, who took a $1,000 payday loan to cover rent. The 400% interest rate meant she paid back $1,400 in just a month. Bad debt like this doesn't just hurt your wallet, it stresses you out. We've all made impulse buys, but these kinds of debts can haunt you. Good debt can be awesome, but it's not perfect. Let's break it down. Pros? It builds wealth, like a mortgage, growing your home's value. You might even get tax breaks, like deducting mortgage interest, but there are risks. If you borrow too much for a house and the market crashes, you could owe more than it's worth. Or with student loans, if you pick a low-paying career, that debt might feel heavy. Good debt's great when you plan it right, but you gotta be smart about it. Bad debt's got some appeal, right? You get that shiny new phone or a quick loan to cover a bill. Instant gratification feels good. But here's the catch. That $1,000 phone on a 20% interest credit card could cost you $1,200 if you don't pay it off fast. And the stress? It's real. Late nights worrying about bills piling up. Bad debt's like a sugar rush. Feels great for a minute, but the crash is rough. The trick is knowing when to say no. Before you sign up for any debt, hit pause and ask yourself a few questions. First, what's the interest rate? Anything over 10% is a red flag unless it's building serious wealth. Second, what's the purpose? A loan for a business that could earn you millions? Probably good. A loan for a fancy watch? Not so much. Third, can you afford the payments without stressing? Let's say you're eyeing a $50,000 car loan. Run the numbers. Can you pay it off without sacrificing rent or savings? If not, maybe it's not the right move. This checklist is your guardrail to stay on track. Got good debt? Awesome, let's make it work for you. Tip 1. Pay more than the minimum on your mortgage or student loan. Even an extra $100 a month can shave years off your loan. Tip 2. Refinance if rates drop. My friend refinanced her 5% mortgage to 3.5% and saved $200 a month. Tip 3. Leverage tax breaks, like deducting student loan interest. Just make sure you're not borrowing more than you can handle. Good debt's like a tool. Use it wisely, and it'll build your future. Bad debt's a trap, but you can avoid it or climb out. First, build a small emergency fund. $1,000 can keep you from swiping that credit card for surprises. Second, try the debt snowball method. Pay off your smallest debt first to build momentum. My cousin cleared $10,000 in credit card debt this way in 2 years. Third, stay away from payday loans. They're like financial quicksand. Budgeting apps like YNAB can help you plan and avoid overspending. You've got this? Let's kick bad debt to the curb. Debt traps are sneaky, so let's call them out. Trap 1. Maxing out credit cards for stuff you don't need. I knew a guy who racked up $15,000 on clothes and gadgets. Yikes. Trap 2. Taking on too much good debt, like buying a house you can't afford. If your mortgage eats 50% of your income, you're in trouble. Trap 3. Predatory loans, like those no credit check deals with 300% interest. Always read the fine print and ask, can I afford this long term? Stay sharp and you'll dodge these traps. Debt isn't just about money, it's about how it makes you feel. Bad debt, like credit card bills, can keep you up at night stressing about payments. I've been there, checking my bank account with sweaty palms. Good debt, like a mortgage, might feel exciting because it's tied to a goal, but it can still weigh on you if payments get tight. A 2024 study from the American Psychological Association found 60% of people feel stressed about debt. So what can you do? Budgeting helps, but so does talking it out, maybe with a friend or a financial advisor. You're not alone, and there's a way through this. All right, let's wrap this up with a game plan to use debt like a pro. Step 1. Always ask, will this debt make me money or cost me money? A business loan? Maybe a win. A loan for a fancy vacation? Nope. Step 2. Keep your debt-to-income ratio under 36%. That's your payments divided by your income. Step 3. Build a budget to avoid bad debt traps. Apps like Mint can help. Step 4. Check your interest rates and refinance if you can save money. You've got the tools now. Go make debt work for you, not against you. So, what's your next step? Take 10 minutes today to look at your debts. Are they good or bad? Start there, and you're already ahead. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more money tips. We're diving into budgeting next week. Drop a comment below. What's one debt you're tackling, or do you have a question about good versus bad debt? I read every comment, so let's chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.